what happened to my camera, but I don't have my background on the camera anymore. So I'm just trying to get that straightened out for you guys.
Here in the U.S., it's still snowing and cold, so we appreciate all you folks in warm weather places. But, realize this is the calls, as Coach said, that Muhammad and David and everybody are on with the development team. This is the beginning. This is where we're going, and we're all here before this gets to start. So it's very exciting, and, I kind of alluded to it the other night on a call. We all must make sure we realize where we sit when it comes to not just the launch. Don't get excited about the launch. Get excited about the actual build that's going to happen when we all start seeing trading results. And so what we really want to focus on is obviously the development team is going to be working through, and Peter and Eazy and David, and everybody's going to be working through the process of helping us make sure our bots are turned on and our funding is proper and the B&B is right for the Binance people, and the other stuff is okay, Coinbase, and we're unveiling other exchanges. But most important for all of us, make sure you're getting yourself and your team positioned for the Founders Club. We've been running some numbers on this, and it is absolutely staggering where this is going to go when the numbers of the trades alone start multiplying and compounding. That's not counting or including your commissions. That's not counting or including your personal enrollment. So make sure that is a big focus right now. The development side, again, this is the beginning. You've all heard me say it before. We're going to have some hiccups. We're going to have some glitches. Be thankful that you're here. Because a year from now, 2 years from now, even though we may feel that it's pressure, we may feel that it's a headache, realize people are going to be so jealous of all of us that we had the fortune of being introduced and being here this early in the game. So with that, Coach, I don't know if you're good to go, but everybody, be thankful, be appreciative, and just go share this. We have an amazing, amazing group of leaders from all around the world that's everyone is willing to help each other succeed, and that's something that is just, it's going to stand the test of time because we're all working together. And with the Founders Club pool, it really is a cooperation, because guess what? If Patricia brings in a whole bunch of people and she's not in my team, I'm going to help them, I'm going to encourage them, and I'm going to take them and treat them as if they were. Because of the Founders pool, we all win. So don't get intimidated when Bren and his partners come on and they say, hey, we've enrolled 500 people. Thank them. Get yourself to Founders Club and thank them. Appreciate that you have the opportunity to win when someone else may have more experience than you. That's never been done to this level. So with that, everybody, again, I appreciate being here. I thank you, Coach, for everything that you do. And again, I know that David and Muhammad will be jumping in, but just very thankful, everybody, and appreciate where you are. Make your structure to Founders Club. Make it happen.
That's well spoken, Michael. Guys, we've got something very special here. I've been on the call, on the Zooms, and on the phone internationally nonstop, guys. This is what everybody's been looking for. I'm not trying to hype this up, guys. It's just, it is what it is. There's so many programs out there that have hurt people, and they're constantly imploding. We had another real big one here internationally implode last week, and the top leaders are coming in right now, not just from that company, but from several other companies, some that have not imploded. But they basically, most of those will, offer e-products, training people how to trade and what have you. And we've got a product here that's trading better than my day trading instructor that I went to, took a live course here in Naples on day trading, and it's outperforming my day trading instructor who traded professionally full-time for years. But what he did do, and he did it successfully, he made about 3% a month, and that's how he was mentored. He had a very conservative way to trade, and he consistently made 3% a month. He'd give his right arm for this, guys. I can guarantee it. We have something here that is producing more than that, even if it produces that. It's real. The tokens that we're currently trading right now, it's performing beautifully on. It doesn't close out on a negative trade. It's spot trades. You're in complete control of your finances, of your tokens. Guys, if you see behind me, that's a ranking. I used to own an MMA studio. That's where I got the name Coach. I normally have this with the white screen in front of me, the EasyBot, but I switched accounts today so that I could get into this EasyBot room, and I was a little bit late getting in. I was trying to get this all straightened out, and I couldn't figure it out, but that's okay. So I'm in a home office right now. I'm in a room in my home that is closest to the Wi-Fi because I live out in the country, and I have to get my Wi-Fi through a satellite dish right now. I wasn't aware of that when we first moved out here, but it's okay. We're thankful for everything that we have. And right now, guys, we are positioned. We've got over 23,000 people that have signed up to use the bot, and a lot of those are starting to upgrade. We began live trading yesterday for anybody that has Binance. And let me see who's in the room. David is on a call right now with Google, and he's been trying to get our YouTube channel and everything is on this particular. I'm sorry, David, you're here. Awesome.
How are you?
You did good, brother. I was expecting you a few minutes later. We're going to go ahead and share the screen right now. And guys, we're just very, very thankful. And we've got something very special here. Let me get over here. Okay. Get back here. Share our screen and show you our agenda for today. Michael, thank you for the outstanding introduction. We've got nearly 100 people on the call, and we want to honor your time, guys. And this is our agenda here for today. We're going to go over the company updates. We are having our grand opening tomorrow at 10 a.m., but we're going to discuss that in a few minutes. And first thing that we want to talk about is our Coinbase Pro exchange and the upcoming exchanges. That's one of the top questions that we have. There are some other things, too, that we're going to talk about that have been, we've been having a couple of challenges. It's not on our part. It's on Binance.com side, but we're going to go ahead and discuss that as well. So, David, where would you like to start? You want to go down the line here?
Sure.
Let me introduce you, bro. For you guys that don't know David Charles, he is one of the greatest servant leaders I've ever met. He's in Dubai right now. He's coming back in just a couple of days to the U.S., but he's been there since our pre-launch event in late February, and stayed back to help organize everything and get everything moving smoothly. Mohammed needed another set of hands, and David is our COO, our Chief Operating Officer. And this guy is, as you get to know him, he's an incredible workhorse. He just doesn't stop. And guys, it's a great honor to be working with him side by side. He's an awesome man on top of that. He's got a great heart, and he's always looking out for everybody else's best interest. So, David, come on in, brother. Sorry about that. I wanted to give you a proper introduction because some people might not know who you are.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. And I always say, you set the standard. You set the bar pretty high, and we just follow in your footsteps. And I want to acknowledge there are two people on the call that happen to be, their last name is Charles. That means they are kin to me. They are my children, my two oldest, Renee and David A., that are on the call today. And I want to acknowledge because, a lot of times you guys see me, you hear me. I've got 5 beautiful children. We've homeschooled for over 20 years, and we've had the opportunity to do various businesses together. Renee and David actually helped me when we were launching the Les Brown Institute. They were helping us set appointments and so forth. And so they work behind the scenes, but they are so very important to the success of just all the things that we do. Renee was just on the support call at 11, holding down support. Edwidge, I think, was there with you. Thank you, Edwidge, as well. So it really is a team effort, and I just want to say I'm so appreciative of Renee and David, because not only are they supportive in the business, but they have also been very, very supportive. My wife and I have been in Dubai now for about 40 days. This was supposed to be a 1-week trip, and I just am so appreciative of our two oldest that have helped us in the business, have helped keep things together at home. And I say that also because I want you guys to know that are on the call that, one of the things that's unique about EasyBot, and we'll say this, we've said it, but the level of transparency and the level of commitment of the people that are involved in this project is really second to none. I'm here, my children are here, Coach is here, you've met Muhammad, the executive team. Guys, this is something that we're committed to. We're pouring everything that we've got into it for our benefit, for your benefit, for the benefit of those who we haven't even met yet. And so thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. Thank you for understanding and participating in this journey with us. The best is yet to come. We are a company in pre-launch, so we've got a little bit of turbulence along the way, but all of those things are getting smoothed out as we speak. It's kind of incredible, too, because this coach was starting to tell the story of, I just literally spent an hour on a chat with Google trying to resolve what you would think would be the most simple of things. And I literally had to spend an hour after spending it a month going back and forth in emails over something that should have been the most simple thing to resolve. But these are the kinds of things that you encounter. And, it comes with business, it comes in life, and a lot of it is how you handle these curves, right? And so I just want to encourage everyone that's here, if you're here because you're looking for an opportunity to improve your financial situation, whether it's through using the product or if it's through sharing the product or both. Somewhere along that line, you might get thrown a curve, and your response to that is going to be very, very important in your ultimate success. The thing that's common to all of us here, and the purpose of this product, of EasyBot, is to help us to invest in cryptocurrency. We see the opportunity in crypto, and we want to take advantage of it. EasyBot is a tool that will allow you to do that. And actually, I want to do something that's a little bit of a divergence from our agenda, because I thought it was very, very powerful. I had an opportunity to read something on Telegram. If you guys are not in Telegram, in our official Telegram group, you should go there, get into it, and definitely join our official announcements. But I want to read something. I don't think Shai, look through the participants list, and I didn't see Shai on the call. If he is, I want to shout him out there. Shai is somebody that is in our official Telegram group, and he wrote something that I thought was really profound. In fact, I think we should pin it in that group. And I want to read it for the benefit of everybody on the call. And he said, "Hi, folks. Here's a quick refresher, an overview of what to expect, and how to set up our mindset for EasyBot trading. 1. Always remember the bot is objectively trading and taking out of the equation greed, anger, happiness, impatience, overtrading, lack of risk management, fear of missing out, etc. 2. The usual mantra for success in trading, patience, and process still apply to us. We are required to not forget trading is not a science, it's a numerical form of art, and like any art, both artists and patrons need to exhibit patience. Number 3, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We only get an ROI proportionate to our investment and market volatility. 4, if we disagree with the bot's strategy or execution, remember number 1, the bot doesn't operate with our human emotional drawbacks, so it is only natural. Our fundamental disagreement with the bot is rooted in our own shortcomings as traders. Finally, a good trader is happy on a profitable trade. A great trade feels no size mindset especially if we want to enjoy a consistent ROI from EasyBot. I thought that was incredibly profound. I want to thank Shad, give him a shout out for sharing that in our Telegram room. Thank you for sharing that, Coach. Yeah, incredibly profound. So, want to share that before we go into today's update, because I want to frame why we're here in the context of how in that piece. And patience is so important through everything that we do. Having the proper context, the proper mindset. Guys, we are in front of an amazing opportunity, and we're just at the beginning. So I want to run through the important updates so that we can get in and out of today's call. Tomorrow we're going to have a huge event, our grand opening event. So we want to make sure that you guys are not only here, but you're bringing your guests, your team members. That would be a great call to bring folks that you want to introduce to EasyBot. So let's talk about what's happening in the company. A couple important things. Coinbase Pro, I know a lot of you, especially those in the United States, are waiting for Coinbase Pro to be launched, and we are working diligently on it. There is, as I've mentioned a couple of times, I know there's a few minor pieces of the strategy and the execution of the strategy that Muhammad is continuing to test, just to make sure that the experience that the user has matches up and lives up to expectations. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate your patience. The only delay is because we want to make the experience one that you would absolutely be thrilled with. So there are some challenges that are out of our control as it pertains to Coinbase Pro. I won't get into that because it doesn't really matter. We just know that we're working as hard as we possibly can to move that forward. And we're not going to move it into a live environment until we have confidence that it's ready to go and live up to expectations. Website completion. So the website, eazybot.com, is complete. And this is an important piece to note. So I want you guys to listen carefully. We'll post this update here in our announcements channel, and we want you guys to make sure that you're spreading the word. So I want you to write this down. Somebody drop it in the chat for me. That is my.eazybot.com. My.eazybot.com. So what is that? That is how you're going to get to your login page to log into your back office. Currently, if you go to eazybot.com, it takes you directly to the login page. Well, what we want to be able to do is when somebody goes to eazybot.com, we want them to learn the story of EasyBot. We want them to go to our company website. That website is it's all complete. It's a beautiful website. So what's going to happen is on that website, you'll have a login page, so you can still go to eazybot.com and hit the login button. But the reason I want you to jot that down, my.eazybot.com, is that in the process of moving between the current domain, going to the login page, and moving that domain into the website, we may have an interim of just a few hours, and it could be as much as a day or more, where the domain is being propagated in the new to the new location. So I want you to know that you're not going to lose access to EasyBot or to your back office. You have another route to go. So you can go, it's live, as you can see right now. If you go to my.eazybot.com, you can already use it to log into your back office. It's been live for a couple of days. So if in fact, and it may not even go down, we may have zero service interruption. It is totally out of our control and is up to the domain host. But in the event that eazybot.com goes down for a little bit while we're making this transition, and that will happen within the next 48 hours. My.eazybot.com is how you will access your back office. All right? Okay, so website completion, look for that 48 hours from now. That is the first step before we get to launching our marketing platform, where we will host training videos, funnel system. So as we are on this call, there is a chat happening with a couple of different development teams, dialing in some details to get that completed and ready to go for you guys. Website's got to get done first, then that gets done, so look for that coming shortly behind the website going live. All right, trading has begun. So we do have members that are trading live. Those who have access to Binance.com have already begun trading. I think we launched that on Tuesday. And so congratulations to those of you who are in Binance. We have had some amazing stories of people seeing profits and so forth. And we've had one particular issue that I'm going to spend some time talking about. So I'm going to come back to that in just a moment, but we are excited that we've had our national directors trading for over a week. They started on the 16th, and then we have our advanced and our VIP members that started trading on Tuesday. And tomorrow, we will be in full-scale launch for our free members, where everybody who has created an EasyBot account will be able to trade an EasyBot. Now, one thing that's important is that we did put some limitations on the number of bots that each account could hold or could trade. We initially, when we announced this, we initially intended to limit our VIP members to 3 bots, our advanced to 2, and our free members to 1. It's a temporary limitation so that we are scaling into our servers and not overburdening the system. Well, what we've been able to do, because we've had some success in the process of migration, is we've increased the number of bots that our VIP members can trade to 10. So right now, if you're a VIP member, you have access to trade up to 10 bots. Advanced are still at 2, and when we launch for our free members, you will have access to 1 bot. Now, this is temporary, and assuming that all goes as expected, you can expect that those limits will start to raise going into next week. So these are very, very temporary. We simply wanted to be smart about how we were accessing and providing and putting load onto the servers. We wanted to be able to measure it and then scale in such a way where we didn't have service interruptions for you guys. So that is for everybody's benefit, the benefit of our servers, of our company, of our resources, and your experience and those that you're introducing to EasyBot. So there are some limitations. If you've missed that announcement, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware. 10 for our VIP members, 2 for our advanced members, and 1 for our free members when you get it launched tomorrow. I want to say one other thing. So I started this conversation talking about the message that Shah just shared with us. On the flip side of that is we're talking about trading. I want to share something that came in this morning. And it was an email that came in from a member. And they wrote us this email it was 5:34 here in Dubai when it came in, about 14 hours ago. And the email reads, "How can we contact technical support? The bot is bad for me because it is not possible to contact support. As I turned it on at 7 p.m. and now at 4 a.m., and I did not get a profit. I want to get my subscription back immediately. I no longer want the bot." All right, so I want to address a couple of things here. These are kinds of emails that any company gets, and clearly there's a misalignment in understanding of our relationship and expectations with the bot. And I think the reason I'm bringing this up is because as we go into trading and we have access to anybody who wants to create an account, it's important that we understand a couple of things. Number one, if there is an expectation, as apparently this person has, that within a number of hours there should already be a profit, well, certainly that will happen, and it has happened, and it is happening for those who are trading, but it might not happen. And if it doesn't happen, that's okay too, because if we go back to how we started this update, and Shah's message for us is that patience is a critical part of the success of a trader. You marry that with this idea that Warren Buffett has shared. He talks about the fact that successful trading isn't about timing the market, it's about time in the market. We got to have time. We need time, and even though EasyBot is an amazing tool, it's an amazing supportive tool for our goals in trading and accessing the crypto markets, it isn't a magic button. It still is. There are still some things that are out of our control. We need volatility in the market. We need movement in the market. And some coins will move more than others in any given day. And so it's important that we all come into this relationship with EasyBot and with the crypto markets with a proper sense of context and understanding. That being that patience is still very, very important. One of the things that Shah said that I think is really critical is that the benefit of EasyBot is that it takes the human emotion out of things. Often, however, what I've experienced experienced is that we force ourselves back into the equation, and that email that I just read to you is an example of it. There's a level of impatience, maybe some misunderstanding, so there's some forgiveness to be had there, and that's partly why I'm bringing it up, is that if we are introducing people, this is for our business builders who are sharing this with others, if you're introducing EasyBot to others, it's also part of your responsibility, especially if you want to have a healthy and vibrant organization, that you help introduce them in a way that sets proper and realistic expectations. Guys, we're not in a sprint, we're in a marathon. We're not in a race to figure out who gets to the finish line and makes the most money the fastest. We are in a marathon. We want to be able to leverage and take advantage of an emerging market that is not likely to go away anytime soon. And so EasyBot is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a magic button. It's an opportunity for you to participate in the crypto markets, earn profit passively, no matter which direction the market is going, whether it's up or down. It's an amazing tool to help you do that, and if we set the proper expectations for those who we introduce and for ourselves, and we understand that patience is still important in the process, then we're much more likely to have a fantastic experience. All right, so tomorrow's a big day for us. We've got live trading for everyone. Now, one of the things that we accomplished this week was we started with deposit requests, and withdrawal requests. So withdrawal requests are specifically being done for commissions earned on package sales. Okay, that's what right now the commissions that you're seeing in your wallets are for package sales. Package sales are advanced package and VIP package. So if you introduce somebody to EasyBot and that person is upgraded, there is a commission that you have earned. So we started doing withdrawal requests. Our first withdrawal request, we asked for 48 hours. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all the withdrawal requests that were made have been already executed and satisfied. Going forward, all withdrawal requests will be satisfied within a 24-hour period. So anything that's in by 9 p.m. Eastern will be paid out within the next 24 hours. The payment will go out within the next 24 hours. The time for that payment to hit your account, again, becomes out of our control. This is crypto. Sometimes there are slowdowns on the network. But generally speaking, we are using USD TRC20, which is a pretty fast network. So that brings me to another important point. We are using TRC20, USDT TRC20. If you're unfamiliar with crypto or this is a new concept to you, let me take a moment to explain it. So USDT comes in a lot of different forms. ERC20 is the Ethereum network. TRC20 is the Tron network. You can find it on Solana. You can find it on BEP20, which is the finance network. So there's a lot of different ways you can access and send USDT. For withdrawals, when you are submitting a withdrawal request, and it says it a whole bunch of places on that withdrawal request form, so you've got to make sure you're paying attention. The reason I'm saying this is because of the withdrawal requests that we already received in our first day, there were about a half a dozen of our members who submitted an inaccurate or inappropriate withdrawal address. They submitted an address that was not a Tron network. It was not USDT TRC20. Now we're doing these withdrawals, so we're executing payment of these withdrawals manually. Had we not been doing it manually, that might not have gotten caught. And in crypto, if you submit or use an inappropriate address, you are at risk of losing your funds. And there's no customer service generally for you to call. So guys, I want you to pay extra special attention anytime you are moving crypto anywhere, whether it's with EasyBot or anything at all. If you're in crypto, you've got to take extra special caution with when you're moving funds. Read everything carefully, make sure you understand, and if you don't, ask for help. So as it pertains to withdrawals, that withdrawal must go to a USDT TRC20 address. Let me address one of the things that we're experiencing. I know some of you guys, not many, but there are a few, that have experienced an issue receiving the one-time password. So if you haven't done a withdrawal request, let me tell you what I'm talking about. When you do a withdrawal request, after you submit the amount you want to withdraw, and you submit and you enter the payment, the wallet address that you want to send it to, and you click submit, there's a pop-up. And that pop-up tells you to enter the 6-digit code that just went to your email. That's a one-time password, or you'll say OTP. Well, some of you have had an issue receiving that one-time password. Again, it's an issue that's out of our control. It's up to the mail providers to deliver that email. And this tends to be a problem often with mostly Hotmail addresses. Sometimes Yahoo. Hotmail is really the worst. And sometimes Yahoo. And sometimes, but very seldom, Gmail. So there are a few things that we can do on our side, and we are working on improving deliverability. We've already invested considerably in a platform that helps us with deliverability because we have a very large user base and growing. There's some other things that we'll continue to do, but on your side, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is to, number one, make sure that you're checking your spam folder. If you've tried everything that you can and you haven't gotten that password, then I want you to reach out to us, and you're going to send us an email at support@eazybot.com. It's the best way to reach us for now, support@eazybot.com, and let us know that you're not getting that one-time password, and we will work with you on a one-on-one basis in order to facilitate your withdrawal. We don't anticipate that there's a lot of that happening. We haven't seen a lot of it, but I do know that if it's happening to you, it's important to you. So we want to give you a way to address it and to get to us so that we can help you. So that's the way to reach out to us, and we'll deal with those on a one-on-one basis. We're just going to ask for you to be a little bit patient in that process, because anytime we have to add manual steps, it just adds a little bit of time to the process. But for everybody else, it's been a very smooth process. Again, I believe that all of our first withdrawal requests have been completed, and going forward, every 24 hours you can expect any requests that are made to be completed within a 24-hour window. All right, we touched on grand opening. I'm going to let Coach, if you don't mind, I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about the grand opening, and maybe some other leaders jump in. And Founders Club, I'm going to leave that for you guys. I want to come back to a common issue that we're experiencing with those who are trading on Binance. So here's where we are right now with Binance. Binance has its own coin. It's called BNB. And Binance would love to continue to promote and grow its Binance coin. And for those of you who've been in crypto for a while, the Binance coin has absolutely exploded in the last year and a half, 2 years. It went from being non-existent to being the number 3 token of all the major cryptocurrencies. So Binance has done a fantastic job. They're the largest crypto exchange, and they have a huge incentive that allows this massive customer base of people using their platform. They have a huge incentive for you to use more and more of their coin, which is part of their success of the coin. And that is that if you use BNB to pay trading fees, they give you a 25% discount on trading fees. So let me talk a little bit about what's happening in the user experience and why I'm bringing this up. So there's a 25% discount. That's a major incentive. And Binance really, really, really wants you to use their coin to pay trading fees. Trading fees, for those of you who are new to crypto, is a fee that is imposed every time there's a buy and or a sell on the exchange. It's a very, very small amount, but it's there nonetheless. Generally, in Binance, if you're not using BNB, it's 0.1%. Again, very small amount, you don't even feel it. But if you use BNB, it's 0.75%. So at this point, what we are doing is we have to have BNB in your account in order for EasyBot to open and close trades successfully. Now that's likely a temporary setup. Binance doesn't make it as easy as we'd like it to be for us to use the currency or base pair, but the team is working through that programming, and we anticipate that we'll be able to make that optional. For right now, you need to take the extra step of making sure you have a small balance of BNB. Now, again, it's 0.1% that you're paying on trading fees. So you don't need a huge amount of BNB to cover trading fees. $5, $10, $20, plenty. Last you a long time. Plus, B&B's a pretty good coin to hold on to. So even if you had $20 or so in your B&B balance, it'll be a good idea. All right, so you've got to do a couple things. You've got to have that B&B balance, and then you also have to make sure that there's a setting that you find through your dashboard. And if somebody would do me a favor and jump into the announcement that was posted in the community yesterday. In fact, I know where it is, so I'm just going to go grab it. I'm going to share a link to how to learn how to enable B&B for trading fees. This is an important next step. And the reason it's important is that if you don't have this enabled, even if you have trading fees, even if you have B&B in your Binance account, it will not work. It will not work to pay your trading fees when EasyBot goes to close your trade in particular. Let me tell you what the experience is and what's happening. And I've seen a number of these issues where what the user experiences, what your experience might be, is you get a message in a red line that says insufficient balance, something along those lines. And generally what's happened, I'll give you an example that we saw this morning. EasyBot bought 0.1% of Aave. And in EasyBot, it says 0.1%. But if you go to that person's Binance account, Binance has 0.99 Aave in the account. That's because the 0.01 Aave went to pay the fee. And so even though that user added B&B after the fact, because that trade was started without it, EasyBot's looking to close it without it. And so we want to make sure of a couple of things. One, that you have B&B in your account before you start any trades, that you have this setting turned on, and that's it, actually. Have B&B in your account before you start the trade, and make sure that that setting is turned on. And the link to how to turn on that setting I just dropped in the chat. It's very, very simple, and thank you, Coach, for taking us there. You want to run us through that real quick? Perfect. All right, so guys, if you're using B&B, there is a person icon or profile icon. It's highlighted in red. Then you want to go down to Dashboard, okay? And you click on Dashboard. That's going to take you to your account dashboard. And when you get there, scroll down just a little bit before it comes. When you get to your dashboard, you are going to look for, actually, before you get there, so you're going to look for something that says your trading fee level. When you get to your dashboard, look for your trading fee level, and then click on where it says trading fees. Then that will take you to a page where you're going to see spot trading fee, and you see where it says use B&B deduction, 25% discount. You want to make sure that's on. That's what it looks like when it's on, and that's it. Just make sure that that's on. It's a good thing for anybody who's in Binance that's buying and selling to have, and is at this point necessary for EasyBot to work as expected. So if you're experiencing those issues, every single one of those issues I've seen has been based on one of those scenarios not being met. There was a B&B when the trade was started. This spot trading fee using B&B deduction switch was not on. Any one of those things. So just want to give you guys a heads up if you've had that experience, or maybe you've had someone that has reached out to you that's had that experience. Every one that I've seen has been that. Now, what if you've tried those things and you still aren't really sure what to do? Well, here's the good thing, and this is an important thing for everybody here to know, especially if you're sharing this with others, is that we're here to support you. I just gave you the support email. You can always email us at support@easybot.com. But if you'd like one-on-one support, we also do group support calls at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So there's somebody there that can help answer questions and walk you through. With that being said, I'm going to ask you guys that if you have questions, please reach out to us to support. Breezy and Peter do an amazing job supporting a community that is growing exponentially. And they're fielding emails, text messages, telegrams in the main chat, telegrams personally, WhatsApp messages. It's literally coming at them every which way. And so, and me too, and Coach, and so forth. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you have a support question, do us a favor and send that email. We will have a ticketing system going into place within the next week. And so we'll talk more about that as that gets launched, but that will make things even more efficient as we get going. But if we train ourselves to use one channel to access support. It'll make things easier for everybody. All right, Coach, those are, I believe, my updates.
Well, David, if I could jump in, if we could all take it upon ourselves, too, to look into the Telegram groups, because I'm not an expert on a lot of this, but a lot of these questions are being redundant for David and for Breezy and for Peter. A lot of those are answered if you just scan through the Telegram group, and even if you post it, a lot of people here already are using and have experience with bots. It doesn't have to be one of the support people to help answer your question. There's a lot of national directors with Lucky and Brent and all these other leaders that they may be able to answer a lot of our basic, that we consider them questions and really difficult, but they've done it 20 times. So let's take that into consideration so we don't overwhelm the support staff before we even get this thing rolling.
Thank you for that, sir.
Michael, thank you. That's well said. And I've been wanting to bring that up and thank those that are in the Telegram support room. I'm in there reading. I'm not always posting, but I'm seeing those that are helping one another. And for you guys that are in there doing that, you're really showing that you're servant leaders and you're answering people's questions. And, you know, this is what it's all about, helping one another. Everybody receiving a hand up, and we're just very, very grateful for everybody that's in there serving like that. Thank you so much, guys. Tomorrow we've got a huge meeting, and it is our grand opening. And guys, we've actually opened the bot, but tomorrow we're opening it for everyone, and that's why we're having our grand opening tomorrow. The bot has been open for VIP members and advanced members to sign up. Yesterday, we opened it up for trading, and tomorrow we're opening it up for everybody, the free members as well. And we're just we got some, I said it earlier, guys, I've never seen anything like this. We've got over 23,000 people that have signed up, and the bot hasn't even been connected for a majority of those. For the national directors and for those of us that are in leadership, we've been using the bot, and I am tickled pink, thankful and excited for how the bot's been performing. That email that David, you received actually surprised me, but again, it's managing expectation. This is not a Ponzi scheme where you put your money in and the next day you start seeing a return, guys. There are numerous variables that come into place. And what I've seen, and maybe I'm wrong, David, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it takes the bot about 24 to 48 hours for the algorithms to really start kicking in. And after about 48 hours, you guys are going to be very happy. I don't know, that gentleman, it seemed like, didn't even give it 12 hours. But it's okay because he had expectations that were not realistic. And he got, upset because his expectations weren't met. Guys, I want to share one story with you. It's very important. And Benjamin, I see your hand up. This is you see my ranking system behind me. I owned the self-defense studio for many years. Actually, not many years, but a couple of years. And but I've been training. I train people privately. And one of the things I learned self-defense because as a kid, I grew up on rough streets, and boxing was big in our community. I walked into a local boxing stable and started training. I knew how to street fight, or so I thought, but I didn't know the art of fighting. Guys, listen to me very carefully. I went in, and they immediately put me in the ring with experienced fighters that were my weight class, who proceeded to kick my ass, for lack of a better term, day in and day out, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I was so frustrated because the trainer and the owner of the gym had so many boxers in there, he didn't have time for them. I went down to the library and started learning how to box, how to stand, everything, angles, everything. But at the same time, I was going back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, hitting the heavy bag, learning the speed bag, learning how to dance. And one day, everything came together in the ring, and my sparring partner's name was Francisco. Right in the middle of a round, I started tagging. everything started hitting on all 4 cylinders. And he stops in the middle round. He looks at me and goes, "You getting this thing, man? You getting this thing?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, buddy, you're going to get it a lot more too," because he really kicked my ass for several weeks. But what I'm going to tell you guys right now is one of the most important principles you will ever learn in this space, guys. Because this space can kick your ass. It really can. I saw men come into that gym, take the same ass whooping I took, and never came back. They never learned the art of the fight. Guys, this spot was created because we were so tired not only of ourselves, but seeing others take that ass whooping. We created a phenomenal bot here. And you have to understand this is real. This isn't something that you're going to turn your money over to some unknown entity and all of a sudden, man, you're getting these huge daily returns. And then somebody walks away with everybody's money 6 months later, 3 months later, 18 months later. Guys, this is real. We're in the real market here. And you have to be patient. Floyd Mayweather had an incredible quote. He said, "I beat all of my opponents with patience." One of the number 1 boxers to ever walk the face of this earth made that statement, "I beat all my opponents with patience." Guys, if you come on board with us and you will have patience, you're going to see this thing take off for you like you've never seen anything else in your life. We know what we've built. We're not afraid to put our faces on camera. We're not afraid to be fully transparent with you guys because we know what we have. And we've got an incredible leadership group that went through the ring and went through training and got whooped and stayed in the pocket. And because of that, they learned to become expert fighters. David is one of them. Mohammed's one of them. Breezy and Peter and Denise. We're all expert fighters right now, and we're fighting for you guys. You know, we really appreciate you guys, and we will never put profit before money. People before profit. We'll never put people before profit. We'll never put money before people. Every decision we make is based on, is this something that is best for the people? And is this something that will give us longevity, where we can be 20, 30, 40 years down the road still in existence? That's what we're looking for, guys. This is not a sprint, guys. This is a marathon. And you know what? We're gonna Benjamin. If this is the Benjamin that we know, why don't you come in? But we're asking everybody to start putting their questions in the chat. But Benjamin, I love hearing from you. So if you can come on in, brother.
Yeah, of course, buddy. How are you, man?
I'm doing awesome.
A couple things. Well, first of all, to what you just said, I love that we have a prize fighter in the game named Muhammad Ali. I think that's a synchronicity and sign from God, whatever you want to call it. It's a perfect analogy. And to the point, and this is for the leadership, and anybody you want to share this who's not on the call that is leadership, as far as the people asking a bunch of, I think it's going to be unrealistic to have people check all the chats before they ask a question. However, as a solution, and the way I can support is, these are obviously frequently asked questions that people are having to answer over and over again. If you want to gather them up and drop them in my personal telegram, like chat to me, like these are the questions we keep getting asked as they're happening, just create a frequently asked questions document, and then when somebody asks the question, just give them the doc so you don't actually answer it every time, or pin it somewhere. I'd be happy to put that together. That's no big deal. So
that would be great.
Yeah,
why don't you reach out to me, Benjamin? That'd be awesome. I think I said it backwards. We never put profit before people.
Yeah,
because I'm seeing that in here.
Right.
Hey,
we'll never put profit before people. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just address, and I thank you. I love you, brother. Appreciate you, Benjamin. Always drilling the end to hand. I just want to set the expectation for everybody that solution is already in place. We have a knowledge base. Again, part of what we're doing is our primary focus is moving domain from being a login page to being where our website is, and then once that happens, then everything else gets plugged in. So once that's done, you'll have a direct link to the knowledge base. You'll have a from EasyBot platform to the knowledge base to our ticketing system. So that frequently asked questions has already been gathered, organized, but to Ben's point, if you guys come across questions that you don't recognize or you don't see, and look for that to be launched here within the next couple of days. If you come across questions from people that are asking you constantly, or you see something that wasn't addressed in our knowledge base, feel free to submit that to us. Peter and Breezy would be your point of contact, and we'll be sure to create content, answer that question, create videos where necessary. So that process is there, but I want to encourage everybody. There's a lot more coming that you haven't seen yet, and it's coming shortly. So thank you, Benjamin, for that, and certainly I'm going to tap you on the shoulder to help create some of that content for us.
Yeah, just like I said, share it with the team. Say, hey, look, Ben's offered. I mean, we're in an interim stage, right? Of course, it's all going to be there eventually when everything's perfect. But people are like, they want things perfect now, and if it's not perfect now, then they go, they start. So there's nothing we can do about that. However, in the interim, if you guys want to gather those up and just send them to me one at a time as people are, I'll build that just as the interim. That's not a problem. Happy to do it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, listen, guys, we're going to close out here. Let me ask Renee or David, do you guys see any questions in there that we haven't answered yet? It's so hard for me to read the questions while we're hosting.
Coach, I think Adele have a question here that is important.
Okay.
Adele,
can we do this though? Can we write the question in and we can answer it that way? We're no longer going to be.
Question is there.
Come in. Okay, great. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, so.
Yeah, here we go. Guys, what can I do about the current trade that tries to sell when I didn't have BNB? Will it close the trade now that I have BNB?
So right now he doesn't know what he's supposed to do with it, right? To wait, or is still telling him it's insufficient funds.
David, are you still here, brother?
I am. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that for me?
Okay, it says, what do I do with the current trade that I tried to sell, or the bot tried to sell when I didn't have the BNB? Will it close that trade now that I have BNB? I guess it's saying insufficient funds.
Yeah, good question. We're actually going to produce or publish a video that shows you how to resolve it, but I'll tell you the steps now, and it's a couple of steps. So the first thing is you're going to want to delete that bot. Just if you go back to the bot dashboard, click on bot management. That'll take you to the bot dashboard. Hit the trash can and then hit the X next to that bot. Just delete that bot altogether, because even after you've added the BNB, it will never close that trade. So let's get rid of that. If you go back to your Binance account, you'll see there's a small amount of whatever that coin is sitting in that coin. Go ahead and convert that coin back to USDT. In Binance, if you go all the way to the far right, there's a convert button. Just hit convert. You want to search for that coin in the drop down and hit max, get rid of all of that coin, convert it back to USDT, and then just start your bot trading again. That would be your solution.
And guys, again, this is an issue with Binance and their BNB token that they want us to use. This is not an issue with our bot, and we are working on resolving this right now. Okay? Okay, here's Joe. Joe says, okay, this is another great question. David, stay in here with us. And the reason why David knows almost all of these answers is because he's working right now in Dubai, right alongside Mohammed, and he's our COO, our Chief Operating Officer. So I'm getting this information fresh, just like the rest of you. He says, I've signed up, this is Joe, he says, I've signed up 3 people, and each of them have 3 people with an advanced subscription. I have also subscribed to the VIP. My question is, how do I know that I am one of the 1,000 people who have pre-qualified for the Founders Club?
Good question, and you probably are. So That's probably not the answer you're looking for. But you probably are, Joe. So the good news is you probably are. Here's what I can tell everybody is that we have not rounded out Founders Club yet. So there are definitely plenty of spots left for those of you who are pushing to qualify. You want to get it done. You want to get it done quickly. Look for that update for the Founders Club count to be updated in the next day or so. I don't want to give you an exact number. In the sense of transparency, and maybe I'm sharing a bit more than I ought to, but I'll say this. Here's part of what we're dealing with is as we're moving servers, we are being really specific about the resources that are being allocated. We're moving servers and we're launching bots at scale. And so one of the things that is database intensive is running through a database of 22,000 people and running an algorithm that determines all of these various qualifications. So it's really just a matter of prioritizing the jobs that are being handled by the back end at any given moment. And for a temporary window of time, that one has been de-escalated while we're in the middle of a number of massive projects on the back end. So again, maybe a little bit more information than what you guys need, but just so you understand, I can tell you that we know that we haven't hit that. We haven't closed out Founders Club yet. And so, Joe, if you hit those requirements, you have likely pre-qualified. And I only say likely because we would have to validate that all that you said is true in the system. And look for us to be able to start publishing that information for you guys in the next couple of days.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, David. So, guys, there you have it. We are working hard on at every end to make sure that this is a smooth launch. And there's a reason for everything, guys, and it's not because we're taking naps during work time. These guys over in Dubai are working nonstop. I'm actually going to be flying over to Dubai. I don't know if you know that, David. Coming up here on the 3rd. I'll be over for about a week.
You're tagging in as I tag out.
Yeah. We're gonna. It's a tag team, big time wrestling. So yes. So I'm gonna be coming in for about a week, and then just very exciting times, and we're very grateful, guys. And just know that we have your best interest in mind. I think I said we'll never put people before profit. We will always put people before profit, people before money. You guys are more important than any amount of money, and it doesn't matter if you don't bring anybody in or you bring in massive amounts of people. I've told people the same, whether they have any ability to bring anybody in or they're already bringing in, they're working, and we've got guys that are making 7 digits a month that are coming on board with us, and I told them the same thing. You're more important than any money you could ever bring us. And some of you guys have been on the call and you've heard me say that to them, which most companies don't care about the individual. All they care is about growing their companies. We're not like that, guys. We're in your corner. One thing I loved about, being actually boxing in the ring, when I was boxing in, not exhibition fights, but Golden Gloves, my trainer, after 3 minutes of being in there and working that ring the best I could, when I'd go back to the corner, that trainer would give me water, he'd give me advice, he'd explain to me where the guy's dropping his right, so to speak, during a combination. So I would go back into the ring well informed and ready to go another 3-minute round. And that's what we're doing for you guys. We're here just like that. We're trainers for you. We're getting everything prepared. You guys are going to go out and knock out your opponents, guys. This is going to be a fun run, and we're honored to be a part of this with you, and we're honored that you're a part of this with us. So that's about it. Any other questions that we didn't catch? I noticed the professor had his hand up. We really do want to cut this to an hour. We're already over an hour and a half. I'm sorry, an hour and 5 minutes. So,
Coach, I just want to say real quick in the spirit of what you just acknowledged, how important our people are. I want to acknowledge for our, I know there's only a a handful of those who are in our Telegram or in our broader community. If you're reaching out to me or any of the other leaders and you're not getting a response, please don't take it personal. If you had any idea the level of contacts that we receive on a daily basis, this is, for some of us, this is one of a multitude of things that we're involved in. We have personal lives, we have families, we have other businesses, and so please be sensitive to that, and don't take it personally. If you don't have a immediate response, or if you don't get a response at all, as EasyBot's concerned, we've got a support email. We've got 2 people that are full-time focused on how to get our support dialed in. We're launching a knowledge base ticketing system. We've got national directors that are there for you. We have a live support call, so there's plenty of places to get support, get questions answered. We have a Telegram group. We have an official announcements channel. So if you guys would do us all a favor, particularly those who are more visible, I know you want to get as close to the source as possible. I respect and honor that, appreciate it. I would probably do the same. But if you don't get an answer immediately reaching out that way, do me a favor and go through one of those other channels.
David, thank you. We did have another really good question there. They're wondering when Kraken will be available or the other exchanges. Would you be able to just share a little bit on that?
Yeah, the next exchange that's decided upon is FTX.com. It's an exchange that is it's used in Asia primarily, and in parts of Africa. Will provide access to FTX will provide access to people in those regions. We have a huge potential user base in Asia. Literally like hundreds of thousands of users, and there's some challenges with Binance, which Binance and Huobi used to be the 2 top exchanges they would access in that region, and right now they've been challenged with both of those exchanges, and FTX has stepped in. So we want to make sure that we're providing service and access to that region. It's a very important part of the company for us. Large parts of Africa as well. So FTX decided upon as our next exchange, currently in the works, on the roadmap for that. The exchange to follow that is yet undecided, but will be decided here shortly. I know there's a lot of requests for Kraken. No decision has been made on Kraken yet, so I just thank you for asking that, Coach, because I've heard some statements going around that aren't official statements. We do not have a timeline for Kraken, and we have not made a decision that Kraken will be the next exchange following FTX. However, we are adding additional resources in terms of human capital resources. We just committed to another senior developer today, and we're doing that. And one of the top priorities that we're focused on is adding additional exchanges. One of the things that's happened in the crypto space in the last year is that governments and various financial institutions and so forth have put a lot of pressure on exchanges, and so the ease of access isn't what it once was. Now we've got to stand up multiple exchanges to serve various parts of the world, and so that's a very high priority for us. And as we onboard additional people, specialists, we will be able to add additional exchanges faster. So FTX is the only exchange that we are officially committed to in our roadmap at this point. No date or decision has been made on Kraken.
But if I were a betting man, and sometimes I am, I would have to say Kraken is probably pretty close to the top.
Well, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, I'm pushing for Kraken just to let everybody know here in the U.S. because I know Coinbase Pro they've got some challenges. Same thing though with Kraken, you'll find there's not as many pairs, but I got Bernard saying amen to Kraken. Awesome. Well, guys, listen. Let me go. All right. Yeah. We've got somebody asking about Clever Exchange. We'll look into that too. We'll find which exchange is the best here for the U.S. We've got Asia covered with Binance and FTX. We might end up introducing Huobi as well. But a lot of the regulations are changing right now, and these exchanges are changing to meet the regulations. And so, we'll work on what's best for everybody one step at a time, guys. That's one thing we will guarantee you. Other than that, I think we're done. It's 1:11 right now. And David, thank you so much for coming in. I know how hard you're working over there. And my goodness, almost don't want you to come home, but I know you need to come home.
Just a little bit.
He's got family. Yeah, so, but love you, brother, like a brother. I'm so thankful for you.
Appreciate it.
And Michael, can you close us out? Would you be so kind? And just want to thank everybody for coming. All of you guys that have stayed, thank you for staying. We want to be sensitive to your time, though.
Absolutely. Well, again, everybody, David, do an amazing job. Thank you for everybody helping out in the support. And obviously, Coach, we appreciate you so much. But, I really want everybody to realize they're working on the exchanges. They're going to have that part taken care of. This is the beginning. What we can control is building our group, sharing and positioning ourselves, but more importantly, our people to be part of the Founders Club. So that's what we can control. So that's what we need to focus on. Just know that corporate has everything else taken care of. They're working on it. They're addressing issues. They're going to be issues. But realize what we can control is building out and positioning people in our teams to make sure they're part of the Founders Club, because it is going to be so massive for generations for the people that actually go out there and make that happen. The trading's going to kick in. The compounding's going to kick in. And we already have people. Mahbub already made a statement earlier. He's already made withdrawals, you guys. So it's happening. But realize it's up to us to make sure we're taking care of not just ourselves, but our leaders and their leaders, so where they're not saying, boy, I wish I'd have known the importance of Founders Club. So with that, everybody, make sure you're tuning into all the Zooms. Get into the Telegram group. Everyone have a fantastic afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you may be in the world.
The majority of people, they can fit into that wheelhouse. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., we're going to have a fantastic grand opening Zoom, guys.
Everybody
I want to invite us.
10 a.m.
Tate, say that again, Mahbub.
Everybody wear your shade. Feature so bright, don't wear a shade tomorrow.
Everybody wear your shades. That's right. I'm going to put mine on right now. I got to join. Every time Mahbub comes in, I got to join him with the shades. There we go. Because our future really is that bright, guys. And I'm so excited for everybody. Tomorrow morning, 10 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. London Time, 6 p.m. UAE, and 10 p.m. in Taiwan, guys. So we're going to rock this thing. I'm so thankful, and I'm so grateful for every one of you, and I'm excited for every one of you guys. And I know I speak for Muhammad and the rest of the team as well. Thank you guys again. We love you more than Bitcoin and pizza combined. Mahbub, thank you for all your hard work, brother.